VTRN Sports 93.3 FM or the VTRN Sports app. Open VTRN Sports on your smart speaker or stream live on YouTube. Time to get ready for your day with the morning warm-up with Trey Lyle and Ty Tracy.
7:03 on this Thursday, April 17th. Welcome to the morning warm-up. Trey Lyle, Phil Doss, Ty Tracy lurking in the background.
Good morning.
Let's get into In Case You Missed It.
Keeping up with sports 24/7 takes some serious effort, especially when you're sleeping. Don't worry, the morning warm-up stays alert around the clock. Now here is everything you missed last night.
So in the lovely 9-10 games of the NBA play-in occurred last night, the fun ones of the play-in tournament. Miami Heat get the win over the Bulls, 109-90 in a game that was pretty much dominated by the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero, the big contributor for the Miami Heat, as he drops 38, shoots 13 of 19 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. Andrew Wiggins, second leading scorer at 20 points for the Miami Heat in a game that really was one-sided throughout. Josh Giddey led the way for the Bulls at 25 points. I mean, womp womp. I think the Heat could beat the Hawks, actually.
I agree.
But if the Heat make the playoffs as the 8th seed, they will be 37-45. As a Miami Heat fan, I wish they would just test their luck in trying to capture the flag, but that's just me. In a game where, again, was very over very quickly, basically by halftime, Mavericks 120, Kings 106, AD with 27, 9, and 3. More importantly, in a game where I think the last time Clay played this team in a play-in setting, he went 0 for whatever, 0 for like 9, I think it was.
Yeah,
something like that in the game. And he doesn't. He drops 23, shoots 8 of 11 from the field. He got to talk to SVP after the game and said he exercised some demons, which good for him. They'll take on the Memphis Grizzlies, which I think the Mavs can beat the Grizzlies, but I don't think they will. And again, a 39-43 team could make the playoffs. Womp womp. But good for them. I'm not going to talk much about those games last night. They set up games on Friday, Heat Hawks, and then Mavericks Grizzlies. They could be the 8th seed. They're both teams, if they make the playoffs, will lose to their respective 1 seeds. So womp womp. All right. Let's get to it. Other news based on in the NBA after the game was over, the Kings announced that they're going to fire their general. Well, they announced it as a mutual agreement that their general manager, Monte McNair, is out as general manager of the Kings. I thought he built a good roster when he had D Fox and he had Sabonis still on the team, but then he ends up trading Fox and getting Levine and DeRozan, and DeRozan was a free agent, but also this is also the GM that picked De'Aaron Fox over Tyrese Halliburton, and in my opinion, probably the wrong decision. No offense to D Fox. I think just Halliburton's a better player.
Yeah, I mean,
it's close,
it's close.
But Halliburton's more of a pure point guard.
And really Fox is like more of an explosive run down.
And let's
court.
put it this way: Halliburton might be a third team All NBA guy this year, and obviously Fox got hurt, so it's not like you can say that. But and it's not like it looked bad. Fox was playing well, but you look at the final outcome, like what they got. They got rid of both of them.
Plus, they had a solid backcourt.
Fired Mike Brown too. The Kings are like the Browns of the NBA. Like they just don't know how to run things.
I was about to say that too. They have not been the same since the early 2000s or anything.
No, it was the only good time for the Kings.
Yeah, but I was about to say they had a solid backcourt with D Fox and Malik Monk till they got rid of Malik Monk. Then,
well, no, they still have Malik Monk. He was there. They didn't have D Fox.
Oh yeah,
Monk's a free agent this year though.
I was about to say they was playing together too. On the Kings.
Yeah, they were on that Kings team that played the Warriors when they were lighting the beam so much, which was all.
Yeah. Mhm.
That was a fun team.
But either way, Sac just needed. I think they just need they just need clean house from the front office to the down.
That's what they're doing. All right. Speaking of playoffs, the NHL playoffs got set last night as the Canadiens take the final spot in a win over the Canes. Montreal was actually next to last on December 1st, and they take the last spot over Columbus in the East. They will actually take on the Washington Capitals in the first round. Other first-round matchups are the Canes versus the Devils, the Panthers versus the Lightning, the Ottawa Senators versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. Is the east side of the bracket. In the west, you have the Winnipeg Jets taking on the St. Louis Blues, Dallas Stars versus the Colorado Rapids, Vegas versus Minnesota, the LA Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. All right, Philip, whatever your name is. Who's going to win the Stanley Cup?
Capitals.
Okay. Ty, do you have a pick for the cup? Which you can listen to a bunch of games here on VTR and Sports, by the way.
Oh man, that's tough for yeah. I don't know, that's tough. I would say the Caps, but I feel like I want to lean towards the Maple Leafs.
Oh, so finally a Canadian team. You un-American. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I feel like they have a chance to win it this year. I mean, I think the Caps.
There
too.
are 4 Canadian teams in it. I will say this: the fact that Caps are getting the Canadians, who always the team that's like next to last in December and makes the playoffs, sneaks in. Like, I think when the Blues won it a few years ago, that kind of was their case. So I don't like the fact that the Capitals have to play them in the first round, but we'll see. I hope the Caps win it. If I had to pick, I might pick Colorado, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel for now. All right. In some really good news, DC is close to a deal worth $3 billion with a B to bring the Washington Commanders back to DC and build a new stadium at the RFK site. This is according to NBC News 4 in Washington, D.C. The deal isn't final as negotiations are ongoing, so the number could change, but multiple sources familiar with the deal told News 4 that Mayor Muriel Bowser, I think is how you pronounce it, and the Commanders have the framework for the deal in place that would see the team paying the vast majority of the cost to build a new stadium, and much of the money provided by the city going to infrastructure that will support the entire 180-acre development. Excuse me. The Commanders would put up as much as $2.5 billion, and the district provide up to $850 million. This is so much money. Documents obtained by News 4 show DC's funding would go towards what referred to as eligible capital costs associated with the stadium and infrastructure for the stadium surrounding a 100-acre campus, including parking structures that will serve the entire development. That's a lot. Basically, it appears there's a lot of momentum towards the new RFK site. And I like the fact that it's the Commanders putting the money up because I'm tired of cities having to pay for stadiums and these teams who make billions of dollars not paying for it.
Yeah, that's true. And I know they've been planning on having a stadium in Washington, D.C. instead of Maryland.
Yeah, so they will move from Landover, Maryland, and they will be in actually Washington, D.C. for that. All right. Other news that broke yesterday, Netflix announced that the second season of Full Speed, which is their version of Drive to Survive, the Netflix docuseries will premiere May 7th. And hopefully Phil will give us the reveal of this, his former teammate, North Carolina offensive lineman Zach Rice, former 5-star product, former LCA product, Lynchburg native, announced he's entering the transfer portal. We will see where he ends up. There's a lot of, as Philip was telling me, a lot of Tennessee smoke, a lot of Virginia Tech smoke, apparently. He's one of many North Carolina Tar Heels.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Entering the portal. They have 34 outgoing portal entries. I'm going to mention 2 of note outside of Zach Rice, which if Virginia Tech can get their hands on a 5-star offensive tackle, do it. My opinion is he probably is going to get a bigger bag somewhere else. Just saying. Because he's a talented offensive tackle. Those are a dime a dozen. in the transfer portal, especially. North Carolina quarterback Ryan Brown and defensive lineman Bo Atkinson also entered the portal yesterday. Atkinson led the Tar Heels with 7.5 sacks last season and had 54 tackles in his 2 seasons at North Carolina. I believe there's a lot of Ohio State smoke with him, by the way. And then the quarterback Brown arrived in North Carolina in December from transfer from Purdue. He's a freshman. Or redshirt freshman, passed for 532 yards last season for the Boilermakers. So this is his second school. This is coming at the note that Gio Lopez, the quarterback from South Alabama, which JMU fans should be familiar with, he's entering the portal, and it appears he's heading to North Carolina. So it's like one move after another. It's why, like, if you saw a quarterback enter the portal, it's like the Tennessee smoke would follow. I saw Josh Hoover announced he was staying at TCU despite the overtures that Tennessee made. You know,
I think it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, we see a ton of players enter the portal for multiple teams, especially this time of year now. But at North Carolina, especially, like, are these players, like you just said, the Purdue QB got here in January, February, and he's already gone. Like,
he got here in December, yeah.
Yeah, is Bill just cleaning house? Can they not take the heat? Like, what's going down over in Chapel Hill to see so many players just...
Well, it's not even worse. If we head to West Virginia, they have 31 incoming transfers compared to 50 outgoing.
Oh, my God.
So it's just kind of, especially when you have a coaching change. You saw this with Coach Prime and Colorado. Like, you're going to have these big roster turnovers, like, kind of is the deal here. So, we'll see. Speaking of the portal, we'll keep going. Another big loss for Virginia. They're starting right tackle Blake Steen. It plans to enter the transfer portal. Sources told 247 yesterday. He is, of course, the brother of Super Bowl champion Tyler Steen of the Philadelphia Eagles. So a big loss for Virginia. Again, probably can get an upgrade in school and environment because he's a tackle with plenty of experience. And then two big commitments yesterday. Princeton transfer. This is in basketball. Xavier Lead, one of the best point guards available, is committing to Florida. Basically, will be the Walter Clayton Jr. replacement. This dude was really good for Princeton last year, and I think is a nice upgrade, or not upgrade from Walter Clayton Jr. What am I saying? But a nice replacement for Walter Clayton Jr. at Florida for the defending national champions or reigning national champions. They haven't played yet. I can't say they're defending their title.
Not yet.
But the big commitment yesterday, which ESPN is disputing this, but first broke by, I can't believe I'm going to say this, Colin Cowherd. But I don't, again, I didn't trust when Cowherd tweeted it out. I trust when Bruce Feldman of The Athletic and Fox Sports tweets it out. He tweeted out that former Tennessee quarterback Nico Imalieva is expected to transfer to UCLA. That was one of the two schools we mentioned at the start. Heading to the LA school, which is kind of ironic because his brother, which I wonder will go back to UCLA now, was committed to UCLA for a while and flipped to Arkansas on signing day and signed with Arkansas. But heading to UCLA. Now, I think this helps UCLA a lot. They get Nico at a discount. I think Nico, maybe he didn't like the Tennessee offense as it was, getting him pro ready. This might get him pro ready. Basically, JMU fans, the quarterback coach, which I'm blanking on the name right now, he went with Cincinnati to Indiana. He was the quarterback coach. Now he's their OC. Is now going to have Nico, which is going to be a really nice thing. Joey Aguilar from App State was actually going to be the incumbent. He transferred their last portal window, and now we'll see if he re-enters the portal. A lot going on. But there is so Nico heading. Apparently, it appears heading to UCLA.
I feel like this will not be his last stop either, unfortunately.
Well, I think his goal is to be his last stop.
UCLA is in the Big Ten, right?
Yes.
Oh, man. That's going to be
He couldn't go to an SEC school.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that's why he's not in it. Like, he couldn't go to an SEC school. So, because the SEC has a rule where you can't go SEC to SEC in the spring window. Just as
That's a good rule. I like it.
like, why is he not in the SEC? The SEC is king. He was in the SEC. Well, know the rules, boys and girls. All right. What do you think, Nico to UCLA?
He's definitely gonna. It's a place he was already starting at Tennessee, but it's all eyes are gonna be over at him at UCLA.
But less eyes.
Yeah, I'm sure he got the compensation he was looking for. Hopefully, more
I
or
don't.
less.
I don't think he got the $4 million. I think he got. He might have got the same as what he got. We'll see what the number comes out, but he might have got the same what he's getting at Tennessee now. My guess is it's probably a little more than the $1 million that was people were hoping that it would fall down to.
Yeah,
Probably a little less of what he was making in Tennessee.
yeah.
My guess.
Hopefully his dad's happy, but he's playing in the Big Ten now. I know a lot of people dispute over Big Ten versus SEC ball, and we saw him get knocked out last year in the playoffs, and it's really just big boy ball over. He's playing all around the country now, just Michigan State. Oh, I want to say Michigan State, but
They don't play Michigan next year.
Oh, really? Well, he's gonna have to put on his big boy pants because it's some big boy ball, and I don't know what he's looking for, but I don't know personally. I think NIL is a great tool, but he was already one of the top QBs in the country, looking to obviously have a great college career and hopefully go to the NFL. And he's already just, I don't know if there were guarantees made to him prior to going to Tennessee, or I know the whole dispute, they promised the money, didn't get the money, but like, I don't know what he's looking for, but I thought he wanted to play football. He's definitely gonna get the chance now. So it will be an interesting season to see if he can live up to the hype for the UCLA fans facing this new level of competition. I would say Big Ten ball is more physical than the SEC. They both have their
Getting spicy.
their traits, but we'll see what happens.
Microphone, please.
I'm an Ohio State fan, so that's where it's coming from.
Ugh.
It depends what team you talk about. You just can't say overall. It's many teams in the SEC and the Big Ten. Just know that. So you just can't say all overall.
Remember, it just means more.
Yeah. So it depends which team you talk about. That's the only thing. As a Ohio State delusional fan.
I mean, we'll see. I kind of. We'll see with Nico. I think honestly, like UCLA's goal is to make a bowl game, and with Nico, I feel a lot better of them making a bowl game, and that's where I'll leave it at. And I think this will be a more pro style offense, so that could help him in terms of getting ready for his goal is one and done at this point.
Most likely, and plus UCLA has
Keyword goal.
And UCLA have not been pretty good the last several years, if you think about it.
They were last year, the Pac-12. They were solid. They were, I think, 8-4 with Chip.
Was Chip Kelly was there?
Yeah, Chip.
What was the name of the offensive coordinator as well?
Last year was Eric Bieniemy.
Okay,
Chip was the OC basically.
See,
when Chip was the head coach.
That conference merged messed me up.
Chip wasn't the head coach last year. Foster is the head coach now.
Yeah.
Of Virginia.
That's right.
Of Virginia, of UCLA.
I'm like, when
Sean Foster is the head coach.
I was like, when Virginia get him? Let me know.
I mean, if Nico's number was $1 million, I would have. If I'm Virginia or Virginia Tech, I would have thought about it, despite the baggage. Like, he's that talented of a quarterback.
I really hope he's not put in the position where he just finished up his freshman or sophomore year in college.
His sophomore.
I hope he's not put in the position where he has two lackadaisical seasons.
Redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
Redshirt freshman year. Sorry.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't have to go through two lackadaisical seasons. Draft stock isn't as high as he would like, so then he feels like he's prompted to go somewhere else, and he's going to turn into a TJ Finley type of player on his 10th school in 2 years, and he can just have a good career. But again, we'll see what happens.
TJ, who is going to run the board for Ty, Ed show today, wants your autograph, Ty. I mean, Philip, whatever your name is. So just so you know. Well, maybe he wants both. I don't know. $10 million. It's just, we'll see. I think for Nico, if Nico has a really good year, he probably, and like maybe he doesn't want to go pro, I could see him going back to an SEC school because it's the SEC.
Yeah.
So there's still more to play out. But I think if he has a good year, he's going to go pro. Like, that's where I've settled at.
Well, if he goes back to SEC, what school you think he'll land to? Because I think Georgia would probably be his best one.
Ask me how this season goes, because Gunnar Stockton could play well and stay.
That too.
Like, I need to know what happens.
Well, yeah,
like, theoretically, I could say Texas, because Texas, if Arch plays well,
nah, he ain't going.
No, hear me out. Like, Texas is not going to have a court. Like, I'm assuming Arch is living up to the hype, because I like, if there's anyone when it comes to quarterbacks I trust in college football, it's Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah.
And if Steve Sarkisian has not kicked Arch off the team, like, you know.
If he does, something must happen though. Texas,
like, there's too much Arch smoke of him being good to, and I know his name is Arch Manning, but like,
have you seen him play?
I mean, yes, he looked good.
I was say he looked amazing for real.
Yeah,
and he was just ready. I mean, I wish they would start him in the playoffs, but
and I get why they didn't start him over Ewers, because Ewers did so much for that program,
and he was hurt too. He was playing hurt.
And Ewers basically got them back to where Texas should be.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I understood it. I thought you should have made the switch, but it is kind of disrespectful to be like, it's similar.
I wouldn't say it was disrespectful.
Honestly, the Arch, what's his name? The Arch Quinn thing was sort of like the J.J. McCarthy, Cade McNamara thing to a lesser degree, where Cade was the person that got Michigan back to relevancy.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't replace him that 1 year, but they were like, hey, Arch is going to be the guy now. It's now Arch's turn. And Michigan was like, hey, it's JJ's turn. Well, Quinn goes pro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Quinn goes pro. Cade transferred. And obviously, somehow Cade McNamara is still playing college football.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought Quinn Ewers was going to transfer after the season. I thought he'd go.
Instead of go pro?
Yeah.
There was a lot of Ohio State and Oregon smoke when it came to
I mean, I couldn't see him go back to Ohio State. I thought he would.
No, that's like Ohio State wanted him back. Like,
well,
there was like reports about that. So I just, this transfer portal stuff is wild. All right, when we come back, we will do today in sports history. Only 3 today for you, Philip.
Only 3? Oh, man.
But one of those is a 3-part question.
Okay.
Well, there's 3 answers to the question. And the other ones are more fun. So that, and I give out some awards for the NBA next year on the Morning Warm Up.
Mark Dalton here with the Terry Auto Group. If you don't love your car, then you're simply just driving the wrong one. At Terry Volkswagen, Terry Subaru, Terry Auto Outlet, and the Terry Clearance Center, we've got the perfect new or used car for you. We make your car buying experience easy. Need help with imperfect credit? No problem. Our team works hard to get you approved and back on the road. Because when you shop at Terry, you drive away happy. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or online at terryautogroup.com. Terry Auto Group. You'll love our cars.
We're joined by Randy Trost from Trost Law, and they've been serving our community since 1982. Randy, good to be speaking with you. What are some of the pillars that have enabled Trost Law to be a community service partner for over 4 decades?
Well, one of our main pillars is customer service, client service. We believe in providing the utmost personal service to each of our clients. We take time to listen to the client, listen to their situation, and apply our expertise to that situation to come out with the best outcome for that particular client.
You mentioned all of that. When people call Trost Law, how different is it in terms of being guaranteed to speak with the person?
We pride ourselves, when you call our office, you are going to have a person pick up the telephone. There will not be a robotic teleprompter come in asking to press a number to find out who you should be directed to. You'll get a live person. They'll greet you in a pleasant fashion and direct you to the person most appropriate for your issue.
And if people leave a message, true or false, you get back to them within 24 hours.
Absolutely. If you don't hear from our office within 24 hours, there's a problem. Call the police to help us.
Randy Trost with Trost Law. Fun way to end that, but it's informative for people. Randy, thank you so much. And we see now why Trost Law has been serving our community since 1982.
Thank you for having me.
Randy Trost of Trost Law. For more info, trostlaw.com and 777-HURT.
Your home is more than just walls and windows. It's where life happens. And at Right Choice Construction, we get that. We're not just builders. We're fathers, mothers, neighbors, just like you. and every nail and every beam reflects our commitment to creating a place you're proud to live in. With Right Choice Construction, you're choosing a team that's been perfecting the art of building for years. So build with us, build with experience, build with quality, build with Right Choice.
Are you ready to move to the next chapter of your life? That means you're ready for us. Hi, I'm Moyanne Harding, the region's only total turnkey realtor and interior designer. We'll come to you and help you decide what you're ready to let go of and bring you top dollar for those unwanted items. Most importantly, we'll sell your most valuable investment, your home. With decades of experience, just hand your keys to us and let the stress melt away. Call me today and book your consultation, www.moyanne.com.
Moyanne Harding, brokered by Keller Williams.
Hi, Gary the Third here, and I'm excited to say spring has arrived at Gary's Garden Center with great plants and a great selection. Gary's has seasonal color flowers along with vegetables, 60-plus varieties of herbs, perennial flowers, and much more. With friendly service and great advice, we are always happy to answer your questions. Visit Gary's Garden Center at 794 Leesville Road for all your lawn and garden needs. Stop by, say hi, and take a look around.
When you're voted one of the best plumbers according to Lynchburg Living magazine, you want to hire the best. Sullivan Plumbing wants the best plumbers to join our award-winning team. Do you have a clean driving record? Do you have at least 4 years plumbing experience? Then you're a 5-star recruit, and Sullivan Plumbing would love to meet with you. Take the first step. Call Sullivan Plumbing in downtown Lynchburg or email sullivanplumbing@gmail.com.
Car insurance rates are rising rapidly. That's no secret. It's because the cost of medical care for those who are injured and the repair and replacement cost of damaged vehicles is skyrocketing. But what can you do about it? Hi, this is Judd Gardner with Gardner Insurance Solutions in Lynchburg. We've been helping Central Virginia drivers purchase the coverage they need at affordable prices since 1993. Talk with us before you pay again. We represent numerous companies and have many cost-saving strategies. Gardner Insurance Solutions, 434-316-5433.
Good morning. We are just getting your day started here on VTRN Sports with the morning warm-up. Stay connected with the show at Trey Lyle VT and Ty Tracy 90 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Listen wherever you are with the VTRN Sports app or watch the show live on YouTube at youtube.com/VTRN Sports Lynchburg. Now, back to the morning warm-up.
7:31 on the morning warm-up, Thursday, April 17th. Let's get to it. Philip, you're 25 and 25.
Okay.
25 right, 25 wrong. You're never catching up to Ty at this rate.
Man, 25 wrong is kind of insane.
Well, 50 questions so far since you've done it. Which, you think about it, he's been here about 2 months, and we do it every day, and he's here a few months. I said 2 months, right? Yeah, 2 months. I think he came in February.
2-3 months. I don't.
Whatever.
Something like
My
that.
point being, it makes sense. All right, today in sports history.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Many doubted we'd ever see it. And here it is. The return to glory.
It's time for Today in Sports History.
Seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
They go length of the court with Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship.
Let's hear what Ty really knows about what happened on this day in sports history.
And actually, that's not even his exact record if we really want to talk about we've done this segment, because I started to keep track of it as we were doing it. I didn't do it right away.
No.
So it could be better, it could be worse. So just think positively. It could have been worse. All right. In 1987, this man of the Philadelphia 76ers became the third player to score 30,000 points in his pro career. So he did this in the NBA and the ABA. This man scored 38 points to join Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem as the third person to score 30,000 points.
76ers.
He was on the 76ers. It was 1987. If you say Charles Barkley, I'm going to laugh.
Why you say that? I was over. Please don't say Charles.
Nah.
Oh, I was. That was the only one I could think of that he would. Well, he might say Allen Iverson. It's also not Allen Iverson.
Man, 76ers. That's
Oh my God, this is like a very easy name. He has an iconic nickname. He's got an iconic move.
Dr. J?
Thank you.
Oh, okay. I thought he played for the Nets.
He did, and he also played for the Sixers. He played for the Nets in the ABA and the Sixers in the NBA.
Okay, nice.
All right, we're going to 1999.
Oh, closer.
Quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3 in the NFL draft. They go to Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Cincinnati, respectively. It was the first time the quarterback trifecta hit since 1971. Name those 3 quarterbacks.
So Cleveland,
Philadelphia, and Cincinnati.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is the easiest one.
So Donovan McNabb for Philly?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, correct.
I was thinking about the other one that got stuck.
Correct.
Cleveland. What's his name? He was a bust, right?
The other 2 were bust. I will say that. He played at Kentucky.
Yeah.
His last name is something you can sit on.
Oh my gosh. Come on, Phil. Cincinnati. This one's gonna blank on me and it shouldn't. I'm not gonna be
Tim Couch.
Oh, okay.
Is the Cleveland pick. Do you want to guess the Cincinnati pick?
99. I do not have it.
Achilles Smith. Yes. Ty far away yelled it out. But it's Achilles Smith.
I've never heard of those two. That's interesting.
Well, they were both bust.
Okay.
But you need to learn your NFL draft bust.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a half point there. I'm gonna give you a half point there and a full point on the L.
Okay. Fair.
All right.
Fair.
We're going to 2001. This man became the 17th major leaguer to hit 500 home runs. It was a 2-run, 8-inning home run over Terry Adams to give the Giants a 3-2 win over the Dodgers. So he played for the Giants.
San Francisco Giants.
Yes.
Oh.
You just have to name him.
Oh.
This is the easy one.
The easy one?
This is oh my God, this is the easy
What do you
one.
mean the easy one?
So many times to you.
Bro, no, you're a lot.
No.
Because you're gonna make me say the wrong one.
No. You okay? Let's put it this way. This was one of your guesses for the wrong person when we talked about Hank Aaron.
Yes.
No shot.
Who has hit the most home runs in the history of Major League Baseball? That's another hint. Another hint. Philip.
No.
Philip.
We told you this before.
Philip. You know the answer.
Wait, did he broke Hank Aaron's record,
Yes,
right?
but that's not part of what happened on this date.
Oh.
He hit his 500th on this date.
You say his name several times.
Was Barry Bonds
Yes,
before?
that's the answer.
Let's
I
go,
shouldn't
baby.
even count it. He stopped himself from saying Barry Bonds like 3 or 4 times.
Dude, I was trying to think if Barry Bonds was like pre-70s or something, or
What?
I didn't know if
Barry Bonds retired in like 2010.
I thought he was before Hank Aaron's era.
No.
That's Babe Ruth.
Oh.
Don't give that answer down.
Did he just say
Yes.
Hank Aaron? Barry Bonds played before Hank Aaron.
Yes. That's all. Don't give that answer. Don't give that.
His last game, Barry Bonds' last game was in 2007.
Of course. I just forgot.
Don't give that. I was like,
Let's go, baby.
My
You got
mind.
2 for 3 on the day.
No.
Oh, no.
No, you did not go 2 for 3. You went 1.5 for 3.
Oh.
I told you I knew steroids. Like that's the most common one.
Man.
I gave you a half point
I
because
was
you
about to say Mike Trout or something.
If you hear San Francisco Giants,
Mike
you better
Trout.
think- you
Okay,
better think- you better
Mike
think
Mike
Brady.
Trout
He's current, though.
is somewhat. Mike Trout would have been 10 years old when
Wow.
that happened.
Oh, my goodness. That's pretty young.
Philip, you amaze me. Granted, well, you were born 2004, right?
3.
3. You make me feel old every time we do this segment. Because I was 4 when that happened. I was only 4. Still.
How did I just got the name right? Oh, my goodness. It's a good
He
one.
knew it. He knew it the whole time, and he didn't want to say. Okay, did you think you were going to be embarrassed or something?
I just. If I didn't know the name, I don't want to say.
But it's a hit though. If you hear San Francisco Giants in 2000s, I better think of Barry Bonds.
Okay.
Yes, that's a safe bet. Anytime I mention, honestly, anytime I mention a marquee home run record, like a marquee home run, you should have a 1 in 3 chance because it's either going to be Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, or Barry Bonds. Like unless I mention like all-time home run chase in a season, then you got McGuire and Sosa. But typically, talking about home runs, you got a 1 in 3 chance if you just guess. And if it's like the 1920s, it's Babe Ruth. If it's like the 1970s, 80s, it's Hank Aaron. If it's the 2000s, Barry Bonds. And just keep it KISS. All right. Before we get to Andrew Alix in a matter of moments, I do want to hand out some awards. And it is award season in the NBA. So quickly, my MVP. And this is, folks, this is the, the best, the best awards. It's not going to be LeBron James. I was down to SGA and Jokic. I want to mention Giannis, how great he was down the stretch. And I hate saying he gets it because the other guys won it 3 times.
Yeah.
But I really want to give it to Jokic because he was top 3 in points, assists, and rebounds. But I just the Thunder almost won 70 games, and SGA is having an all-time season from a guard, so I'm giving it to SGA. Speaking of the Thunder, I think the best perimeter defender in the NBA is Lou Dort. I'm giving him Defensive Player of the Year. Biased on Sixth Man of the Year, heavy biased, but give me Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Peyton Pritchard, Malik Beasley, Ty Jerome, DeAndre Hunter also get mentioned for that. Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond. Vika Subac deserves to be mentioned. Evan Mobley deserves to be mentioned. Dyson Daniels deserves to be mentioned for those as well. Coach of the Year, as much as I want to give it to Kenny Atkinson for how good the Cavs are, the fact that the Pistons were literally the worst team in the NBA last year, are now the 6th seed in the East, I'm going JB Bickerstaff. Rookie of the Year, I'm giving it to Steph Castle of San Antonio.
Actually, I'll say Coach of the Year. I'll give it to what's his name from the Rockets.
Oh, Ime Udoka also should be mentioned.
Because he really turned them around too.
Yeah, but the Rockets were a 500 team last year. The Pistons were literally the worst team in the NBA. Like the worst team. Like they won 14 games.
Yeah, and that's true. Now that's like it could be an argument between them two. That's why.
So most improved player, I'm actually not as much as I love Cade. Cade was the number 1 overall pick. He should be this good. I'm giving it to Austin Reeves.
Yeah, I was about to say definitely Austin Reeves because he did step the big role.
I think the fact that he's averaging nearly 20 points per game, 21 points per game, and he's on a team with LeBron James and Luka Doncic just shows how good he is.
And he really stepped up his game ever since like he became a bigger role, and he been improving every single game. So I say you can't go wrong with that one.
I think Austin Reeves deserves mention. I think Malik Beasley deserves mention for this. Like Malik Beasley's putting up like the only 2 players who've hit more threes than Malik Beasley this year are Steph Curry and Anthony Edwards. Just to, I think
I'll say Tyler Hero should be talked.
Tyler Hero, Ty Jerome. But like Tyler Hero was a lottery pick, so like I can't really sit here and say like.
But I think since Jimmy Butler's situation, it's been on.
But I'm
him.
not gonna.
He's been the star.
I don't think most improved should go to a lottery pick. To me, this is Tyler Hero meeting his potential. Like we're talking about Tyler Hero, a guy who's dropped 30 in a playoff game his rookie season. Like, and granted that was in the bubble, but still, I mean.
I just say he just took a bigger role.
He did
ever since Jimmy Butler left.
And if you take a bigger role, you score more points.
Yeah, but
that too.
I just say he feel like he improved a lot. But I'll go with Austin Reeves regardless.
And I'm just quickly going to do first team All NBA. Top 4 are really easy: SGA, Jokic, Giannis, and Tatum. I feel like that if Luka just didn't play enough games, but it's 4 of the 5 best players in the world right now. And fifth team, I'm just doing it for fun. Yeah, so LeBron James. I debated between him, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson deserves mention. I think Steph, the way he's closed the season, also deserves mention for first team All-NBA. But I went with LeBron James. Granted, I have no vote in this, and it's probably not going to be right. I feel good about, but I mean, you're talking about LeBron James. If it was LeBron one of the 5 best players in the world this year, there is an argument to say yes. And that is still absurd at 40 years old in your 22nd season. And just that's what is absurd about all this is LeBron, how well he is at this age.
Still elevating his game is just insane. There's no reason. It's like people try to find a reason to put him down on those lower teams, and they just
LeBron
can't.
Averaging 20. So this is the first time in like his career he's not going to average 25 points, but it was 24.4, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists, shooting over 50% from the field, shooting 36%. Or sorry, I'm looking at the wrong stat. 37% from three. So pretty good. All right, when we come back here on the morning warm-up, Andrew Alix joins us to talk Hokies next here on the morning warm-up.
Hi, I'm Matt with Fleet Feet Roanoke. I've enjoyed working with Ed Lane and the Virginia Talk Radio Network, but when they sold their Roanoke station, I was skeptical the partnership could still provide value. Months later, I'm thankful that Ed took the time to meet with me, discuss the right solutions, and a plan to provide his audience Fleet Feet Roanoke. Now we're able to build a connection with that audience thanks to Ed's creativity. Stop by and see us at Fleet Feet Roanoke to learn more. We'd love to get to know you.
Email info@virginiatalkradio.com to start growing your business.
Hi, Gary the Third here, and I'm excited to say spring has arrived at Gary's Garden Center with great plants and a great selection. Gary's has seasonal color flowers along with vegetables, 60-plus varieties of herbs, perennial flowers, and much more. With friendly service and great advice, we are always happy to answer your questions. Visit Gary's Garden Center at 794 Leesville Road for all your lawn and garden needs. Stop by, say hi, and take a look around.
Are you ready to move to the next chapter of your life? That means you're ready for us. Hi, I'm Moyann Harding, the region's only total turnkey realtor and interior designer. We'll come to you and help you decide what you're ready to let go of and bring you top dollar for those unwanted items. Most importantly, we'll sell your most valuable investment, your home. With decades of experience, just hand your keys to us and let the stress melt away. Call me today and book your consultation, www.moyann.com.
Moyann Harding, brokered by Keller Williams.
When you're voted one of the best plumbers according to Lynchburg Living magazine, you want to hire the best. Sullivan Plumbing wants the best plumbers to join our award-winning team. Do you have a clean driving record? Do you have at least 4 years plumbing experience? Then you're a 5-star recruit, and Sullivan Plumbing would love to meet with you. Take the first step. Call Sullivan Plumbing in downtown Lynchburg or email sullivanplumbing@gmail.com.
Car insurance rates are rising rapidly. That's no secret. It's because the cost of medical care for those who are injured and the repair and replacement cost of damaged vehicles is skyrocketing. But what can you do about it? Hi, this is Judd Gardner with Gardner Insurance Solutions in Lynchburg. We've been helping Central Virginia drivers purchase the coverage they need at affordable prices since 1993. Talk with us before you pay again. We represent numerous companies and have many cost-saving strategies. Gardner Insurance Solutions, 434-316-5433.
Good morning. We are just getting your day started here on VTRN Sports with the morning warm-up. Stay connected at Trey Lyle VT and Ty Tracy 90 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Listen wherever you are with the VTRN Sports app or watch the show live on YouTube at youtube.com/VTRN Sports Lynchburg. Now, back to the morning warm-up.
7:47 on this Thursday, April 17th. Unfortunately, unable to connect right now with Andrew Alix. We're working on it, so hopefully maybe get him by the end of this segment. If not, maybe we have to move it to either tomorrow or next week. But as just mentioned, I went quickly through my NBA awards and wanted to revisit them, and specifically the MVP award, which to me is like the most closest MVP race, like true MVP race that we've had since, what year did Harden, or the year Russ won it over Harden, I would say is the last time, which would have been
2018,
2018. And 2019. No, Harden won it in 19 because then Russ and him joined in 2020. So it would have been 2018. And you look at this, SGA, he's averaging 30 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting nearly 52% from the field, shooting 37.5% from 3. And it's so close to me because Jokic is 3rd in points, 3rd in rebounds, 2nd in assists, averaging a triple-double. And if the Nuggets were the 2 seed in the Western Conference, and to me, like, I think I would pick Jokic, but the fact that the Thunder are 18 games better, it's hard because Jokic, to me, it's like, do you want to reward best player, best team versus probably the most valuable player in the NBA, the best player in the NBA, Nikola Jokic? And, you know, I think SGA is going to win the award. I lean voting SGA just because the Thunder were so much better than anyone else in the West that you kind of feel obligated to give it to him, which sucks because I'm a person here that believes LeBron James should have more MVPs than he does, because this idea that, you know, there's voter fatigue and it's this guy's turn. But you really think about it. If we started in 2000 and let's say 10, since LeBron joined Miami, if we did every year, like, LeBron is clearly the best player in the world. And, you know, Derrick Rose was great the year he won MVP and probably was deserving of the MVP award. LeBron James, like, if LeBron's not on Miami and has the same season he did for Cleveland, LeBron probably wins another MVP. Like, the fact LeBron has only 4 MVPs but has been this good for this long is insane. And this would be Jokic's 4th MVP.
Yeah.
And I think that's he's probably having his best season of his career. So is Giannis, by the way. Giannis might be having his best season of the career. Like, the way he's had to play of late down the stretch is also insane. And I think that's the clear top 3. Like, Giannis is averaging 30, 11, and nearly 7 assists, and the assists have gone up since Dame has been out. All 3 deserve it. This MVP race is kind of insane.
I'm really happy that the Thunder have the record they do, because if they didn't, I could definitely see Jokic getting that 4th MVP. And I almost think it's almost like a fan service if SGA gets the MVP, even though he clearly deserves it. Team's been doing great, because you're going to give the 4th MVP to a man who doesn't even want it. And
I don't know about that.
He doesn't care for it at all. And again, there's a lot of fans all over the country like, man, like, he's getting it again. It's nice to see somebody new, and SGA has done a great job.
He would get his 4th in 5 years.
Yeah, that'd be
which
insane.
The only 2 players to do that are LeBron James and Bill Russell. Pretty good company. Pretty good company.
There probably will have to be some not uncomfortable conversations,
and to me, like, if you're gonna win, it's kind of like if you're gonna win your fourth MVP, and, you know, part of the reason LeBron hasn't won MVP as much is he doesn't take the regular season as seriously, and he just ramps himself up for the playoffs, which that's fair. That's like why LeBron didn't, why, I don't know about the Durant season, but like Russ and Harden and those kind of years, like, I think the way Steph was, he kind of deserved his 2 MVPs, and those guys deserve. Anyone who's won the MVP recently, I don't think I would sit out here and say they didn't deserve it. Like, they're really good. They had really good seasons.
I think LeBron was underappreciated in his first stint in Cleveland, and he also played during a period of ton of great athletes in the NBA, so it was hard to just divvy it out to him.
But
time and
the
time
90s
again.
were better, Philip.
Oh,
Come
of
on.
course,
You know,
of course.
sports don't get better. Sports don't evolve and get better over time.
Yeah, it can't
Yeah,
happen.
the 90s.
It's not the 70s.
You
yeah,
know,
not
the 90s, man. You know, Jordan. Yeah, Michael Jordan. You know, Michael Jordan played against all the best. You know?
Facts. I can't even give him an excuse. That's true.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was never physical. Even though, LeBron at 6'8", 250 can't handle the physical era of the NBA of the 90s. Yeah, he couldn't. Dumbest argument in the world. Dumbest argument. That is the dumbest argument for Michael Jordan, is that LeBron cannot handle the era Michael Jordan played in. I'm sorry, and we're getting sidetracked here. But if a guy who is LeBron James is 6'9", 250. That is his listed size. And it's all muscle. I'm telling you right now, he could have played whenever he wanted to.
I'm getting out the way for that one. I loved how when he mentioned that comment about Giannis, I think it was Giannis, like playing back in that era, he would be averaging like 100 points. How much it riled up
200.
Yeah, it riled up all the OGs.
Again, I think that was a joke. But back to what we're talking about, the MVP debate and why I picked SGA. It's so close that I just tie goes to the better record, and the record is overwhelming that I'm picking SGA. And I want to honor the Thunder. We're going to pick. I think we're going to do our NBA playoffs picks tomorrow, boys. And so be ready for that. And I'm telling you right now, I'm very high on this Thunder team. They're deep. They're defensively versatile. And they have, like, to me, I always think when it comes to playoffs, you have defensive versatility. Whether that's, can you play? Because, like, the reason I don't think the Lakers will win the title this year is they don't have enough defensive versatility. Yes. Basically, they don't have the big man. They have enough from a wing point. Like, if you took Clint Capella, for example, and just placed him on the Lakers, I really would think the Lakers could win the title. Because, like, from a wings point of view, they have defensive size, they have defensive versatility. They just don't have the big man rim protector, which is what would have made the Mark Williams trade interesting. They didn't trust his injury history. That's why they vetoed the trade. Whatever. I trust Rob Pelinka. You can find yourself a nice big man this offseason, and I think the Lakers will be a really good team next season in terms of title contention. Granted, I also think I want the best player in the series, and I also think that helps you a lot to advance. And when the Lakers play, they'll have two of the three best players in any series, in LeBron James and Luka Doncic. So back to why I'm saying this about the Thunder. Thunder have that defensive versatility, and they have the conversation for the best player in every series they're playing in. Really, you could argue, I mean, even if they play the Nuggets, you could argue SGA is the best player in the world with the way he's playing right now. I don't think he is. I think it's Jokic. But you could say the same thing about Luka Doncic. And unless you have overwhelming depth, i.e. what the Celtics had, where they did have a top 4-ish player in Jason Tatum, I just would never put Tatum over a SGA, a Luka, or a Jokic.
No
like, I think, or Giannis. Like, I think Tatum is the clear, like, 5th best player in the world, but there's a gap. Like, I think there's the top tier is those 4, and then the gap, and then Tatum's at the top of that gap. And that's just my personal opinion. If you disagree with me, at Trey Lyle VT.
Yeah, there's always going to be like a threshold where maybe it's just partly from the antics Jason Tatum puts on that pisses off all of America, and just he's won a championship. I feel like he's just not. Again, there's a gap.
But why did the Celtics win the championship last year? Was not because Jason Tatum did not have a great finals. You know, he wasn't the finals MVP. He had a great into the finals. But Jaylen Brown won finals MVP. They had overwhelming depth. They have, you know, they're probably the best starting 5 in the NBA, and then they have the best bench in the NBA.
And plus, you got to think about it too. They was playing great without Kristaps Porzingis as well, and they was and Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown was just attacking the rim. Was tagging around. It was giving everybody a hard time.
So, I
think Porzingis is a big part of the Celtics team. People people forget about.
So, and granted, I think the Celtics have a real shot to go back-to-back this year. We'll see how far I have them tomorrow. And I hate how we're getting into a who's the best debate right now. But to me, I think Defensive Player of the Year is all, like, a lot of these awards are wide open for very different reasons. MVP, two guys just had a phenomenal season in SGA and Nikola Jokic, which also Giannis did too. But I just think it was the second half of the season, and this is a whole season award. I mean, Defensive Player of the Year is as wide open as you can because the real Defensive Player of the Year resides in San Antonio and is Victor Wembanyama, but because of the blood clot issue, he's not going to play enough games, and unfortunately, he's not going to be eligible. But like, if we want to say the best defensive player in the best defensive player in the NBA is Victor Wembanyama, and he proved that this season. He's going to win, a lot of Defensive Player of the Years. Coach of the Year, like, this is a great season. This has been a great season because Coach of the Year, I think you could go the list of like 6, 7, 8 guys that could have a conversation because the top 3, Atkinson, Bickerstaff, Ime Udoka. I think you could throw in Dagnall of the Thunder because the fact they almost put up a 70-game win pace, he deserves Coach of the Year mention. I think Ty Lue, the fact that he got the Clippers had low expectations this year, and they did. JJ Redick deserves mention for how much the Lakers transition for the Lakers. It's a deep Coach of the Year debate. All right, that will do it. Tomorrow, we'll talk a little racing, even though there's no Cup race this weekend. We'll give out our NBA playoff predictions and much more. We'll have a fun Friday with Friday Hypothetical as well on the Morning Warm-Up. See you tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening to the Morning Warm-Up on VTRN Sports 93.3